Hello learners, today we will be learning about the reflection API. So by the end of this class we will be learning about, we will understand what reflection API is and why is it used, and how to access classes metadata at runtime using reflections, and create and manipulate the objects, invoke methods and access fields reflectively. Yeah, understand the process pros and cons, and use cases of reflections. Now, what is reflection? So we are studying about the reflection. So what is reflection in Java? The reflection is a feature. It's a feature in Java that allows inspection and manipulation of classes, interfaces, and constructors, methods, and fields that are that method and fields at runtime, even if their names are not known until runtime. Yeah. Now coming to the part of Java where we have the package java.lang.reflect, where we have this package java.lang.reflect and java.lang.class packages. These are the packages which are serving for the reflections here. So why are we using these reflections? So we are using reflections. So why are we using it? We are using it for debugging and testing tools. Debuggers and testing tools. Example JUnit. Example is JUnit. And for the dependency injection framework. For the various dependency injection framework like Spring, we have the annotation process also. For that, we'll be using these reflections. And coming to this operation serialization and deserialization, for that also we use these reflections. Yeah. Now for this dynamic process, for this dynamic proxies, we will be using these reflections only. These are all the things for which we'll be using the reflections. Now, key classes in reflection. There are various classes in reflections. So there are some major classes which will be using this in this reflection, that are class. Within the Angular process, we'll be writing question mark. These represent the classes and interface. These represent the classes and interface present in the class. These represent the classes and interfaces. Similarly, we have the field. They represent the fields. That is the number of variables. They represent field, which is the number variable. Now the methods. They represent methods. A constructor, they represent constructors, and modifiers used to check modifiers. Used to check modifiers whether they're public static extras, public static extras. We have studied about various access modifiers in the beginning only. And now coming to this getting class metadata. Getting class metadata. We have the classes. Which is collection of class interface, and for with the name CLS. We are providing the name as CLS only, and we are equals to class for name. We are class dot name. We are providing class by the class dot name, and from the Java util arrays, from Java util array list by name. By we are providing the class by name here name by name, and for the name that is in the class Java util.array list. Yeah, here we have the classes CLS2 for the string dot class. Here we have the classes string dot class. Here for the name we are providing for the name we are providing, and for here dot string dot class we are using dot class. Now accessing fields. For accessing fields we have the fields. Which is a number of fields. So we're writing a square braces following opening and closing square braces, and this field is of the field type. This fields is of the field type. This is of the field type, which has the class CLS class which we made here upstairs, and class to get declared fields. To get declared fields, we have this class, and for the fields field f for the field f for these fields f which is present in the fields, which is present in this field, we will be using this for this. We will be using system.out.println f.getName. We will be providing the different names. We will be getting the different name of the different fields present there and different types. And similarly, we will be getting the field type also by here for here. Yeah. Now for accessing methods. For accessing the different methods, we'll be using methods, opening, closing square braces, then the methods. This method is of method type, and we will having the different class get declared methods. We will guess different methods by class.get declares. These are the different methods that are present in the class. So we will get declared methods here. And for all the methods M, means all the methods M by the name of M, in the M we will in the present in the methods, which for all the methods that are all the methods that are present in these methods, we will get the name of all those methods. M dot get name. We will by this function we will getting the name of all the methods. Now coming on to the accessing constructors, we have the accessing constructor also. We have the constructors, which is a collection here, which states the constructors. This constructor is of this constructor type, and we simply here also there will be different classes. So we will getting the classes, class CLS dot the class name object. Here the class, here we have this is of the class type only. Dot get type dot get constructors type by the name of that class type, and dot get constructors. Here they will help us in getting all those constructors. For this coming here we have the advanced for loop, which will state that all the constructors C that are present in the constructors, all the constructors that are present in this constructors bunch, all the constructors will be printed here. Printed C, all the constructors will be printed. For initializing objects via reflections, we will be initializing objects with reflections. For this we will be having the classes. Class C, class which is a collection of classes and interface. Here by this line we will showing the class which is a collection of interface and connections, which has a type of the type C, which has a type C, equals class for name. Here for by the name, and with the name from the java.lang.string string builder. There is the class java.lang.string builder. Now we have the constructor by the name of cons, and we will be getting different constructors from here. And here object which of type obj has constructor dot new instances. New instance, it will provide us a new instance of different objects that are present in these constructors, equivalent to new string builder. This is also equivalent to new string builder. Now coming up to invoking method dynamically, we can also invoke a method dynamically by this. So here we write the method append method. Suppose there is a method append method in the methods method. So we will be c dot get method. We will be we will be getting a method. We will be getting a method append dot string dot class. From the string dot class we will be getting a method append from the string dot class. Now we have a append method dot invoke. We have to invoke all these methods. So we will be appending this method append method to invoke. We will be using this method append method dot invoke, and object of the prescribed method plus the hello reflections. That will be message here. That will be serve as a message. A hello reflection that will serve as a message. So here putting further we will be printing this message object dot to string method. We will be using object to string method. You will be using the object to string. We will be converting the object to different strings, and the output will be hello reflex. For this the output will be hello reflection. This method which is invoked, and then it is converted to string here, and finally this on conversion of this method hello reflections, this will be the output hello reflections only. Yeah. Now accessing private fields. For accessing various private fields, we using this reflections field which is of the type private field. This private field of the type is of the type field, which will be getting we will get class dot get declared. The class is the field produced there. Field dot get declared field from some private field, and then we will have the private field dot get accessible to. When this method will be passing a true value, then this will be performing further for its accessibility. Suppose, and we have the private field dot set object. Dot set, it will set the object to the new value which we will be providing here. This will be setting the object that is provided here from this class as field, and this object will be set to the new value, and we will be using set accessible true. Cautiously, if that object is present in the field, we'll be using set accessible in parentheses we will be using true, because we will be using it to break in encapsulation and security. We will be using it to break encapsulation and security. Now coming further to the reflections and annotations. You can use reflections to read annotations. We can use these reflections to read the various annotations. If a class dot is annotation present, if class that is of the class type, if class is annotation present in my annotation dot class, in parentheses we will be writing my annotation dot class, my annotation a, we have formed here a as an object, either as a type of my annotation. A is a type of my annotation which is having all these classes dot get annotation, which is having all the classes get annotations my annotation class, my annotation dot class, which is having all the annotations present in the my annotation class. Here it will be providing a here it will be providing a printing line which will provide the value of this class. So a what is the that is having a value from these classes which have it will be showing the value by this method. By this method it will be showing all those value of this that is present there. And pros and cons of this reflection. Now coming to the pros and cons of reflections, we have they are dynamic and flexible. They are very much responsive and can be changed, flexible. Now enables frameworks and tools. They will allow us to use different frameworks and in combination with that it will allow to different tools for that. And we have the bypasses compile time constraint. For that they will be using different bypass compile time constraints, and the different cons negativity of them are they are slower than DAG process. They are very much slower than the DAG process, and they break encapsulation. They can break encapsulation. They are complex and error prone. They are complex as well as error prone, and they may not be safe in security sensitive environment. They are not safe in security sensitive environment. Now for coming this real world cases, we have the various annotation. We have the various examples of JUnit. They will invoke test method dynamically for the JUnit, which invokes text method dynamically. Now this is Spring framework. Now this is Spring framework which has dependency injection. This Spring framework is having dependency injection for various purposes. Now Hibernate. For this Hibernate, we have the object mapping and proxies. For Hibernate, we are using object mapping and proxies. In which is features like code navigations and inspections. Code navigations, IDE features like code navigations and inspections. Now coming to the end, we will meet up in the next class. Thanks.